Welcome to Forensic Friday,
where we examine the intersection of true crime, psychology, and the heart of being human in the middle of it all. Room noises.
We did the literal same thing at the same time. We both did it.
Prayer hands. Prayer hands.
But my eyes are open, so I saw us do it. We both went.
This is centering, but it's also room noise because Gare has to balance out pumps, Sour Patch Kids, wine drinking.
That's not room noise.
Whatever. It practically was for like 10 minutes.
That's just annoying to him.
Oh, he was not pleased. Not pleased. he put a little message in there for the people.
I know.
Like, he's not real pleased. So if you are listening to this, it's CrimeCon. Woo! We're recording before. So what's happening right now behind the scenes is chaos. Mm-hmm. Absolute chaos. I'm going to bring things to Nat. I was like, Nat, I don't think I'm going to go to work tomorrow because I have so much to do. And then I remembered 8 a.m. client, all the things.
And you also have to get me all the stuff we're bringing.
I have to bring you half the stuff.
I have to go clean out my car.
You are not going to be disappointed. You're going to be glad you have the Suburban.
Perfect. I hope I can fit it in my car. I don't have the Suburban with me right now.
I think you'll be able to fit it in your car. The only exception might be the racks. They fit in my car with the seats down.
Okay.
But yeah, you will not be disappointed. And that was like, I'm not driving the Suburban out there unless you have a Suburban worth of stuff.
Yes, I literally said that. I was like, I should be flying if we don't have stuff for me to drive.
We are not putting our merch in suitcases and putting it at the airport. Everything is a mess. You probably would not get there till Friday afternoon and the bags would get lost. We're not doing that.
Oh, no. But I just wasn't sure if you were going to try to fit everything in your car. And I was like, girl.
I don't have a big car. Also, we cannot lose all the merch. We can't do that. And we're going to have to probably pay people to take the things from the car in to the conference, but it's a lot cheaper than shipping it.
Cool.
So Nat and I are putting our agenda together right now also. So chaos, ticket buying, we're going to do all the things. But if you're listening to this, come see us.
Yeah.
We're like live and in action.
We have a lot of people coming to see us, I think.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm really excited.
We have really good merch, you guys. Oh my God, it's so good.
Oh, it's so good. I have your little merch bag too. I'm bringing it tomorrow.
You better. Don't forget.
No, I won't forget. The car's getting packed. Garrett's in a mood, people. Garrett is never in a mood. He's not
like
mad.
Bad mood? Oh.
No, well,
I could see Garrett being kind of moody.
He's not ever moody, but he is like a 3 out of 10, which for Garrett is a lot. I mean, usually you can't.
Probably like a 7 out of 10 for us.
Oh, easy. A Garrett 3 is a Janine 8. Easy.
Yeah. Probably a Nat 7.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. You could burn a little hotter. I take longer to get there, but I think you can burn a little hotter a little quicker.
I think you burn hotter.
No, I stay mad for 100 years.
When you get there. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's true. I don't stay mad for 100 years. I stay mad for like 10 minutes and then I'm...
It's actually hard because you can be on your level and then you're done. And I'm like, I'm going to be up all night.
I know. I'm like, I'm sleeping.
So I have our Firefly shirt on.
I know, it's so pretty.
This is on the website, I think. We didn't bring these to CrimeCon, but you have a t-shirt to wear. But you're wearing our allegedly hat.
I want one of those.
I know. I'll get you one of those.
Okay.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, I want one of those for like, I was just about to say something that I'm not going to say.
For one. Garrett, delete this. I have to know. Yeah, it's coming. Coming soon.
Coming soon.
And also the caucasity on me, like going into Vegas. I'm going to go get us like a show on ID Discovery. We're going to do it.
Perfect.
It's happening. I'm gonna go up to him and be like, we are every bit as entertaining as Orna. Give us a show.
Yeah.
Why don't we
Even have
a show?
our executive producer jump in with commentary.
The other thing that's weird is
that's probably the best part.
Garrett knows how to work a room.
Every time.
He really does.
Every time.
This quiet guy like comes alive. Also, he was wearing all the pink. He said people love the beard and some pink. And so he's going to wear all our pink merch.
Good. No, it's true. It's true. Men will come over and buy some pink. We probably should have bought more pink.
We got a lot of pink.
Here's the thing. I'm not selling my shirts off my body.
Mm-mm.
I might get arrested.
That was a last year thing. So last year, literally, if you were there, God bless you, first of all, if you were there, we had no idea how that was going to go. But we sold everything. We sold hats off our heads, shirts off our bodies. I mean, it was nuts. It was absolutely.
But I love these shirts too much. Like, I'm wearing one of the shirts that you guys sold. I didn't have mine with me.
No, I sold mine off my body.
Yeah, no, I know you and Gare did. I'm like thankful I didn't have these with me there because I would have had to give it up.
No, and we heard you guys. We did V-necks. Everybody was like, "Where's the V-neck? Do you have a V-neck? Do you have a V-neck?"
We got the V-necks.
Bins of V-necks, and
we got bright colors, guys. There's the '90s party.
Oh,
okay. I am gonna wear a different T-shirt.
I don't have an outfit for it, so
I do.
I don't know what to do.
You should have Amazon that, girl.
I didn't think about it. I can still Amazon something. Same day, something like that. I'll figure something out.
You know what? Godspeed.
Target. I mean, one of our shirts is like a little bit 90s. The messy bun with the neon.
Oh, I was thinking the other one.
Which one? The Vegas
sign.
One? That's pretty 90s as well.
That's very 90s.
So I could maybe wear that and like, I'll figure something out.
Yeah, I got a different shirt. I'm going to wear our new hats.
Oh, we're wearing the hats.
I'm trying to get, I should have just ordered it, but I'm trying to get, I used to have a studded belt and I don't know where it is.
I told Garrett, I said, Nat's better at this than me, but also you're going to have a set number of bins and we're going to double check that you have that many bins in the car. And I'm going to have a number of bins and we're going to make sure those bins are in the car. That's a plan.
What do you mean? Well, yeah.
I have bins. I have bins for everything. And then I have to pack my clothes. I haven't even thought about my clothes. That's secondary. I will figure it out. And
my suitcase is in my child's room. I can't even pack tonight.
I know. I can't pack till tomorrow. I'm getting an IV, people, so I'll be alive. That's great news.
Perfect.
I'm getting 2 bags of fluid and all the immunity things. Curtis was like, I'll be there. My buddy Curtis, he will be there with bells on tomorrow night at 5. I'll be ready. The other thing is I did get some Sorry Tina hats.
Cute.
I think we're gonna have a run on Sorry Tina's. I just have a feeling, and it's the one we're not gonna have as many of. So you got to get there early and get them.
Get there early, guys.
So if you're listening, run. Don't walk. Run, because I'm not giving you my Sorry Tina hat because my mom is hilarious and I'm gonna wear it.
Well, I'm gonna probably just have to buy one.
You're not gonna buy one. I got you one.
Oh, okay.
I got you. You have a whole merch bag. You're gonna be so happy. It's gonna be like Christmas. There's I haven't given that her book.
Hilarious.
Because it's so like
I love it.
I have to make it perfect.
I'm excited Davina's coming. Her and I we don't have our room yet in St. George. But we will get one.
You'll probably roll in as we're planning our lives. We'll cut all of this out.
Why?
Friday, we'll be there.
Everyone loves our planning.
Well, because the best laid plans, it's going to be a shit show. Also, Garrett was like, we're just going to put the boxes of books in the car. I'm like, no, we're not. We're putting them in bins because somebody will have a catastrophe with a water jug or something. If Garrett is in charge of the books, if I'm in charge of the books, we're going to get upgraded to a penthouse suite and we'll probably get custom Caesar's book plates or something. But if Garrett brings them in, there's going to be a catastrophe. I already know. So they're going in bins.
Good.
Yes, and I'm going to escort them. Me and my luck are going to escort them. Great. And then when we go to the casino, which you and I are absolutely going to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to try to win some money.
Where could we win some money? I'm not spending more than $20. Are there penny slots?
I know. Maybe
I'm just
40.
Very I would rather
get 40
things than waste money.
Oh, same.
40? I'm in for 40.
We could do 40. That's what I usually limit myself.
Garrett will lose it first thing. I don't know what he'll do.
You know what? I'm a hit or miss. I either lose it or I win.
We need tips from your mom. Nat's mom is an epic gambler. She's good.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that how you got your room? You got like a good deal on a room because your mom's a good gambler.
Kind of. She,
Or
yes,
just a frequent gambler.
frequent. She's a frequent flyer
Frequent flyer.
at Blackhawk.
So here's my game plan. You ready? So I
What?
already called them and I like greased the wheel a little. And I'm like, I'm coming from Colorado. I'm so excited, blah, blah, blah. So then when I get there, I'm going to tell the story.
I'm sad we won't have Chewy. Do we have Chewy?
No, but the new gals are great. I love them.
Okay.
But then when I get there, I'm going to go to the desk and here's my whole plan. I will let you know how it goes. I'm going to say, because it's true, the last time I was in Vegas, my husband was too young to gamble. We
Same.
had a cooler full of like lunch meat and mini water bottles. We had no money. We drove to Vegas for a weekend because we had no money at all. It was the summer before we got married.
Okay.
And I got upgraded at Mandalay Bay to the penthouse.
Oh, you told me this.
We had a private elevator. Our elevator opened into our room. It's ridiculous. We were with the M. We were up at the M in Mandalay Bay. It was nuts. And they were like giggling to themselves. So I'm going to tell that story and then I'm going to see if they can top
If
that.
you get upgraded, I'm going to be pissed.
I've never not been upgraded at a hotel. It's never
Well, get me upgraded too.
I'll do my best. I'm not going to tell them. And my friend.
She's a new mom.
She's a new mom.
She's
First trip away from baby.
literally.
Let's see if we can get 2 rooms across from the
I'll milk that too.
I'm gonna be like, top that, Caesars. You top that, I will tell that story all for the rest of my life. I'll tell
First
that
trip
story.
away from Grace. Big
First
trip.
trip
I'm
away
so
from
nervous.
baby. Podcasters. She's probably a true crime girl. I'm assuming it's a her. I'm gonna aim for a her.
Who?
Whoever's gonna check me in at Caesars.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna give her a book and I'm gonna be like, please.
Oh my
Give
God.
me a good story. Let's go. Let's start it out right.
You're hilarious.
I'm checking in on a Wednesday. That feels good. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Just like focus, fox, quiet coyote. Ready? Okay. So, what we're going to talk about, and this is very appropriate for CrimeCon and really something Nat and I are dealing with every day in our work right now. We are going to talk about Kayden's Law. So, we're going to talk about how this law that started in a Pennsylvania living room and came all the way across the country and influenced a whole bunch of state laws and changed how we deal with civil family court cases. And so many people have heard of Kayden's Law, but may or may not know the story behind it. So I'm going to share a little bit of that. And then Nat and I are going to we're going to tell you about some new work that we're doing and give you a little bit of a behind the scenes. Now it's like, what are we doing? Because I'm the one with the notes. We're going to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes of kind of our approach to these cases and why these services are kind of in demand. Because we need really strong domestic violence evaluators, and Colorado is really cutting edge in this area. But I'm hoping to inspire some people to go into this kind of work if they're interested in it, because we need good people in this. Mm-hmm. So, Colorado was the first state to pass a version of this law. And now we're operating under both a 2023 statute and the 2024 cleanup bill, House Bill 24-1350. But we're still trying to figure out how to do it. So let me tell you a little bit more about the case. So Kayden Mancuso was a 7-year-old little girl entering 2nd grade at Edgewood Elementary in Lower Makefield Township in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Her mother, Catherine Sherlock, had remarried to Brian Sherlock, and Kayden lived with her mother and stepfather. Her biological father, Jeffrey Mancuso, had a documented violent history. So kind of the backdrop of this case is a custody battle between Catherine and Jeffrey. Catherine had previously obtained a 3-year protection from abuse order, that's what's called in Pennsylvania, against Jeffrey for threatening to kill family members. Jeffrey's criminal record dated to 2009, including a Center City, Philadelphia incident where he threw a beer bottle that cut a woman's face. A court-ordered psychological evaluation documented suicidal ideation, depression, and violent tendencies. Kayden had witnessed Jeffrey punch himself in the face when angry, and he attacked the family dog. All of that was in the custody file. So in May of 2018, 3 months before her death, Bucks County Common Pleas Judge Jeffrey G. Trauger issued a final custody order. Catherine received primary custody, and Jeffrey received unsupervised visitation, contingent on him entering mental health treatment. The judge wrote the following line in the order. The court cautions Mancuso to be aware at all times of potential risks that his behavior may have on a child's future emotional and psychological well-being. So what this tells us is the judge saw the risk. The judge hedged a little bit. But the legal framework at that time prioritized contact over safety because that was the prevailing presumption in family court and arguably still in places, right? So the argument was it's better for a child to have visitation, have contact with their parent than it is to really look at safety issues. And safety is complicated because, again, we're not good at predicting actual violence. We're good at predicting risk of violence, right? So August 5th, 2018, during a court-ordered weekend visit at Jeffrey's home, he struck Kayden in the head at least 3 times with a 35-pound dumbbell. He left a 2-page note on her body addressed to Catherine and Brian, because, of course, right? It's all about that. That's that coercive control DV thing. You'll all get what you deserve. And then he killed himself. Brian Sherlock, her stepfather, found her body Monday morning when she didn't return. You know, we don't typically talk about details.
And how old was she when she died?
7.
Oh.
She was a little 7-year-old girl. So one of the things with those details, and I know that that's a triggering thing to think about, but one of the reasons it matters so much is because it got people's attention.
We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Southeast Counseling Center. Southeast Counseling Center is a 501c3 nonprofit mental health provider right here in Parker, Colorado, conveniently located just off major highways. We serve the whole family, from play therapy for kids to couples and family therapy, trauma treatment, psychological testing, and specialized groups. Access matters. That's why Southeast Counseling Center accepts Medicaid, TriWest, and victim compensation, and also offers a community subsidy program to help people who fall in the gap between Medicaid and traditional insurance coverage. And because we're a nonprofit, every dollar donated by the community goes directly towards providing treatment services for people who need help. Prefer to meet at home? Telehealth is available statewide, so anyone in Colorado can access our services. To get started, call 720-842-5553 or fill out our secure web inquiry form at secounseling.org. Southeast Counseling Center, care that is accessible, compassionate, and rooted in the community.
Particularly because this seemed more preventable. The warning signs were there in the file. The judge was concerned about it, right? So when this hit the news, within 6 weeks, a change.org petition seeking that judge's removal collected over 37,000 signatures. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf asked the state's Judicial Conduct Board to review the judge's decisions. Kayden's mother, Kathy Sherlock, partnered with Danielle Pollack at the National Family Violence Law Center at GW, and with the Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick began drafting what would become Kayden's Law. Kayden was the 647th child of a separated or divorced parent couple murdered by a parent since 2008. 139 of those murders are categorized as preventable, meaning family court had access to evidence of risk and granted access anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm.
And so the main point that I want to make in this episode and really discuss with Nat is how this changed everything in terms of how the civil courts are supposed to function. This is one of the biggest pieces of legislation I've ever seen in this area. It was totally disruptive because, and I had a judge tell me this. I had dinner and I'm felt like the biggest nobody in the world, but I'm sitting across from a really prominent judge. And I just wanted to pick his brain, and he was such a good sport, and his wife was amazing. And I had this conversation with them, and I asked him, what are your thoughts on civil courts? Because this was a criminal domestic violence judge who oversaw the domestic violence court.
Yeah.
And he said the civil courts are criminal, and the criminal courts are civil. That's what he said. And it has stuck with me because it is so true. And I had limited visibility into this, to be frank. I mean, we hear things all the time from our clients. It's this, it's that, it's back and forth. It's this much money. It's 8,000 court dates, 4 different judges. When it really hit me is when one of my best friends went through a really difficult time. And I have watched this unfold in real time. And it has been heartbreaking for me to watch. And so here's what the federal version of this law states. It requires evidence-based judicial training on coercive control, child trauma, implicit bias, and the long-term effects of abuse. That's excellent. Like, just should we not have had that all along? But we didn't.
Right.
We didn't. And people don't understand that the people doing CFIs and PREs, there's great ones and there's terrible ones. And they make tons of money, and some of them are really sound psychologists who know what they're doing, and some of them are attorneys who needed a side hustle. I mean, it's just it's all over the place, right?
Right.
And people will spend. I've known of PREs upwards of $90,000 to $100,000.
Yeah, no.
And many of them are
it's a
not
lot.
trained in DV. So here's my thing: we'll get into it, but know your limitations, right? Know what you know, and know what you
100%.
don't know, right? Second, qualify expert witnesses. So what this means is when there are court-appointed and outside professionals testifying on abuse, you have to demonstrate expertise and experience working with victims of domestic violence or child abuse. Restricting reunification treatments was in this bill, which, thank God, courts cannot order reunification therapy or camps or any of this like bullshit that's not empirically validated. Now, I am all for children having a healthy relationship with both parents. That's wonderful. Forcing that is stupid.
Also, if both parents are healthy.
Exactly. And it's really, really dumb to put these things into place when we don't have the right training and we don't know what we're doing. And that's when people die. That's when kids die.
Yeah.
It's just the truth.
Yep.
And then give documented abuse significant weight in custody decisions. This is really key, including consideration of past sexual or physical abuse by the accused parent. Okay. Now, this does get dicey, which we will get into. But here's what I'm really proud of. Like I said earlier, Colorado was the first state to be like, okay, yes, we will do this.
Right.
That we beat Pennsylvania. We beat the state where Kayden died in doing something about this with
That's wild.
that precious parents, Kayden's mom, putting that work in to get that done with those legislators. We got something on the books. It was not perfect, but we got something on the books even before Pennsylvania did. Colorado, California, Pennsylvania. Now, there are many states that still have not put something good into place, and you can see it, but it was kind of a slow moving wave, right? So here's in Colorado what the deal is with Kayden's Law. It was signed by Governor Polis, May 25th, 2023. And the key findings, I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm going to give you a couple, but you can look this up online.
Okay.
But basically, what they found is most child abuse is perpetrated by a parent, and the risk of abuse increases after separation. Child safety is the first priority of the court.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first priority of the court. And it prohibits courts from cutting off a child's contact with a bonded protective parent in order to improve a relationship with a parent accused of abuse or domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
So what this means is we're not going to prioritize 50-50 custody if we have documented domestic violence.
Right.
And this is a hot button one. We will get into it, okay? Because it's as complicated as you think it would be. Or
Mhm.
maybe it sounds simple to you, and if it does, we're going to talk about why it's not that simple,
Right.
right? Like I said, it gets rid of reunification treatment. Colorado was like, yep, not doing that. Well
Mhm.
done. Requires this one makes my heart really happy. It's still not happening super well, but we need to do it. Requires family investigators, CFIs, and parental responsibilities evaluators, PREs, to do training, annual training on
Good.
domestic violence. Yep.
That's great.
And it restricts, this is where Nat and I come into play, restricts expert testimony to professionals with demonstrated expertise working with DV or child abuse victims. And it requires courts to consider evidence of past sexual or physical abuse by the accused parent.
Mhm.
And if a court orders unsupervised custody despite a history of abuse, the court must explain on the record or in writing why unsupervised contact serves the client's best interest.
Mhm.
I support this 1000%. And there's a few nuances to this, but if there's a history, erring on the side of safety and giving someone the opportunity to demonstrate that they can follow structure
Mhm.
and instruction and not be offended by boundaries, that's
Mhm.
great.
Mhm.
Because some of the very first things we do in DV treatment is push.
Yeah.
We push boundaries, we push structure, we do MRT, where if you do the lesson wrong, you got to erase the whole thing and start over again. Like,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
working on this part of people that cannot regulate when they are stressed.
Yep.
That's what this does.
Yep.
So then in 2024, they cleaned it up a little bit and they just kind of tightened the implementation. The other thing that the Colorado statute did is it didn't uphold that charges have to be filed. There just has to be a bit of a paper trail, which is an allegation, but you don't necessarily have to have documentation. So Colorado's version is more protective in theory than even the federal version. However, it protects victims who never reported, which is that part's great. But it's also vulnerable. It's a little bit vulnerable to allowing the defense and some evaluators to exploit loopholes where the unverified allegation can carry the same statutory weight as a documented one. So if you're on the receiving end of that and there's an allegation and you don't have to have documentation, that would be very challenging in the civil courts, right? And challenging to any person who's trying to see their kid. That is what makes it really, really messy. So, Nat, what I really want to talk about, and this is where it gets real technical and dicey. We'll get into what you and I specifically are doing in a minute, but can you talk a little bit about parental alienation? What is the concept of parental alienation, and why are we not really talking about that as much anymore? Because that was all the rage a couple years ago.
Right.
Even, 10 years ago, everywhere.
Right. Right. Well, from what I know it is, and tell me if I'm wrong, is essentially it's for lack of better ways to put this, the abuser's way of saying that the other partner is alienating their child. So then they use that as a way to get access to their kids.
Yes.
So an example would be, i.e. what we're talking about, but also, right? So if you're going to court and you're figuring out custody and you're not a safe human, whether you're abusive or you're just not, like, you don't have the means to take care of your child, like you don't have a home or you can't feed them on a consistent basis, if the other partner is expressing this, right? You might go to court and say, well, they're alienating, or
Yeah.
your potential attorney or DA might do that.
Yeah. Like maybe a kiddo comes home and says, there's no food in the house.
Yep.
Right. And they tell maybe the more abusive parent. Also, the other thing is kids tend to please and placate the abusive parent, which you can imagine.
Yep.
Survival things.
Mm-hmm.
So they go home and they're like, there's no food. They don't have any snacks. They don't whatever. And kids can be manipulative too. That's a thing also. But that maybe that happens. And then all of a sudden it's, message to the mom. Like, do you have any food? What are you doing? Why is there a scrape on her knee? Why is there, and it's just like this, it lends itself to a lot of back and forth. And so the really gross part of this, you're absolutely right, that alienation lent itself to that. The thought process behind it is actually that, there's some evidence to suggest that alienation can happen.
Yes.
Right. And actually, we see a coercive parent do it more often.
Yes.
This was weaponized against the victims.
Yes.
Because, and this is a stereotype also. I'll fight you on the statistics of this anytime. And we work with women. So whatever.
Yeah.
This is more likely to be a male coercive controlling partner. I've seen a million exceptions to this, so I know they exist.
Right.
But for generalities, where this happened was this idea of specifically dad being alienated because the kids don't want to leave mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes an abusive partner, and we saw it a little bit more with fathers, would go to court and say, of course the kids don't want to come with me. Their mom talks poorly about me all the time. Now that may be true, which is highly inappropriate, not something we would ever support clinically, whatever. But also your kid may not want to be with you because you were abusive, leading to the divorce, leading to the custody issues, whatever.
You might be a scarier human to them.
Yes. And I have seen mothers lose custody of their kids to coercive controlling partners. Right. I have seen that.
Yeah.
Literally, I mean, we've seen that from people we love.
Oh yeah. Well, or the kid chooses not to go with the safer parent because of the parent control.
And the price is too high the rest of the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Sandy Campanello, it says tomorrow's coming. Well, that applies to children too. Children are going to align with safety to the best of their ability, even if it costs them a relationship with the victim parent. That has happened before. So when we're talking about parental alienation, couple of things. Because it basically fell right out of favor. As you can imagine, the people who've used this framework feel attacked. They feel attacked, and so they're coming back, and they're still trying to bring back this language and weaponize it. And the truth is somewhere in the middle. We need in our country and in every other place, we need like a critical thinking middle. We just do, and we don't do that well as people. But the thing that keeps coming up over and over again that I'm seeing, and I'm seeing this in treatment, and I know you're seeing it because we see the same clients.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of nasty stuff online.
Yes.
Whole websites devoted to alienation. I'm an alienated parent. That dumb bitch alienated my kids. Sorry, Tina, that kind of stuff. And it's insidious. And there's memes and there's all this just nasty crap out there.
Yeah.
So just like anything else, here's something that's supposed to be good. I think it is good, to be frank. I think this is very, very good. But it has created a bit of a backlash with abusive. I would argue it's an attractive place for abusive people to go look.
Mm-hmm.
to find support for their position.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of maybe engage a proper process to get visitation, appropriate visitation, maybe supervised, and work through a process, they're like, nope, I'm being alienated. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
you know what? Like, back it up a little bit, whatever. And that's where Nat and I come in.
Mm-hmm.
Because in these cases, they're getting pretty hot and they are interesting. Because what's happening is judges are kind of like, go get evaluated by a DV evaluator.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens in Colorado, Nat, when people are looking for a DV evaluator, domestic violence evaluator,
For civil cases,
for a civil case?
they reach out.
They reach out, and what does everyone tell them?
We'll be right back.
If you work with court-ordered clients, you already know the system can be overwhelming. Documentation, coordination, compliance tracking, billing, on top of actually doing the therapy. That's why we want to tell you about Reliatrax, a one-stop platform built specifically for therapists working in the court-ordered space and voluntary treatment. Reliatrax helps you stay connected with probation and referral sources so everyone's on the same page and your clients get the best care possible without the endless emails, calls, and paperwork. And here's the exciting part. Reliatrax now offers Aura, their new AI assistant. Aura helps streamline documentation, keeps you organized, and supports your workflow so you can spend less time clicking boxes and more time doing clinical work. Reliatrax also supports insurance billing, including Medicaid, making it easier to serve both court-ordered and voluntary clients all in one system. No juggling platforms and no workarounds. And the other amazing thing is you have an actual team of people who can support you, not some automated system. If you're looking for a smarter, more efficient way to manage compliance, communication, and care, Reliatrax was built for this. Check out Reliatrax and see how it can support you, your clients, and the systems you work in without burning you out. You can go to www.reliatrax.com to get started. No.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. So if they reach out to a DV, like a DV provider,
An offender treatment provider who works on the
correct?
criminal
Yes,
side.
most of them, 99% of them say no.
They say no. Why do they say no?
Because it's liability.
We have literally no protection. There's no
Yeah.
protection. So
Yeah.
the DVLMB that does a tremendous job, in my humble opinion, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They do a wonderful job of managing domestic violence offender treatment in Colorado. They're great.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have purview over civil cases. So most of the folks who do this work in Colorado are kind of out in the breeze a little bit if we try to step into civil.
Yeah.
The civil arena. And it is really hard. And we know some incredible evaluators who have been harassed and messed with and just, it's been really scary. And so Nat and I have like dipped a toe in this. And this is a new arena for us. And we have a lot of experience working with evaluations.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us have done work on both sides of things.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular thing with this law, we are getting up to speed along with everyone else. And so one of the things that I wanted to share with everybody, Nat, I want to know what you think, is the importance of neutral evaluations and not being like a hired gun for either side.
Right.
And my fear in this work, and the reason that I'm getting into it, even though it still scares me a little bit, is because we need really solid domestic violence evaluators to get into these situations. We are the ones that know. We just are.
Yeah.
Now, remember the part where I said don't be an idiot and know what you know and what you don't know?
Yep.
We need to not make custody recommendations. That's stupid. There are people for that who know more about some things than we do.
Yep.
But domestic violence, you got to go some to know more about coercive control and some of those dynamics. And I'm sorry, a webinar is not going to teach you that. I'm just being honest. I think you got to sit in a room with people who engage in this kind of behavior for years and years, and you will then know.
Yep.
You will understand it. It can be very subtle.
Yeah.
Sometimes the worst cases of it are subtle.
Yeah.
So if we're going to hold coercive control as the bar, then we need people who are experts in coercive control. And Nat and I are experts in coercive control. We just by definition.
You know what this reminds me of?
Hmm.
A little bit. It's not the same, but it reminds me of it. The Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case.
Hmm.
How Johnny Depp hired that
Yes.
psychologist
Yes.
and like literally had her over for dinner and schmoozed her basically to, and I'm not saying she was wrong, but she
Mm-mm.
was not a neutral party, but
Mm-mm.
she evaluated Amber Heard as borderline.
Mhm.
Really, after having dinner and being schmoozed and dinner and wine
Yes.
by Johnny Depp's team.
Which is also insane. And we talked about this with Karen Reed. We talked about this with like all these cases.
Mhm.
When people are hired guns, that's fine. Do you, whatever. I will never do that. I will never do that because
Mhm.
I'm a freaking clinician. That's my
Yep.
I love that. My ethic is to do that well, and I know it is for you too. You're
Mhm.
so right. And how ugly that case got. We should do that case.
Yeah.
Like we need to prep that. Now that's a doozy. It's going to take us some time.
Yeah, it's long.
But first of all, we do know people who evaluate both parties. And I
Mhm.
think that is an interesting approach. That feels really complex and time intensive because it is.
Mhm.
But we should not be lobbing around massive evaluations about the other person.
Mhm.
We need to stick to what we know. And I think we have a circle of people that we work with um, that I trust implicitly to do this. They are very critical thinkers. They will sit. And I actually have met some attorneys. This has been the best part of dipping my toe into this. I've
Mhm.
met some attorneys that have said to me, I don't care if your evaluation supports or creates issues for my client. If you can get to the truth and we can get them some help either way, then we
Mhm.
can move forward in a deadlocked, crazy divorce.
Mhm.
That's kind of the thing. And when I've heard that from attorneys, those are attorneys I want to work with. The
Yeah.
attorneys that aren't trying to coach me or assess me, I've done
Mhm.
consults with attorneys who've been kind of like, well, what do you think? Where do you think you're going to land on this? Here's the situation. I'm like, well, your opinion means nothing. So we're not starting there. That's crazy.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'll get back to you after I've
Right.
done the evaluation. Like I'm just
Right.
not going to get bought like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a real danger. So if you are an evaluator, if you are getting into this work, please be careful. Like our field, this is
Mhm.
a really sensitive time and we need to do a really good job.
Yeah.
And I think people are, especially if it's happening in Colorado, I know it's happening across the country.
Oh yeah.
There is some ugly stuff happening out there. And
Mhm.
so stay tuned. Nat and I are getting into this and really kind of evaluating, and we're doing it together partially because Nat and I have an iron sharpens iron situation. So
Mhm.
I really value having Nat's opinion, and I know Nat, you value being able to staff with me.
Mhm.
Bringing a bias into this is real. Anytime you evaluate someone, you're bringing your lens of the world, even when you try really hard and are
Yeah.
trained not to, you're probably going to a little bit. It's just,
Yeah.
if you don't pay attention to that, it's naive and it'll bite you.
Yeah.
And I really value that about what we're trying to do together.
Mhm.
That's what Firefly is, be a light
Yeah.
in the dark places and
Yeah.
bring hopefully some level of truth, information, and a path when
Mhm.
it doesn't feel like there is one,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
So Nat, can you explain why reunification therapy is such a lightning rod? Like, why is this such a controversial thing? Because I can imagine a lot of people listening at home are like, isn't it great to get
Mhm.
people in with a therapist and get the family together?
My genuine opinion, I actually did a version of this with an adult daughter and a
Mm-hmm.
mom, and it was they both chose to be there. That
Yeah.
was reunification therapy. with traditional reunification therapy, it's with an adolescent and
Or a kid,
a parent.
little kid.
Well, right,
too.
a kid or up to an adolescent where they don't have a lot of their own say.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, they don't really get a say. And so they have to do this therapy. It's like court ordered. And, to meet with their parent who, yeah, it's not, it doesn't actually do healing. It doesn't provoke healing for the parent and the kid because it's forced. And anything forced, in my opinion, for a kid or an adolescent isn't going to be the best way to go to build trust back.
Mm-mm. No. And I think part of why it's such a lightning rod, I agree with you.
Mhm.
We've broken up fights in the parking lot. Like, this is why you
Mhm.
can't do couples therapy when you're in DV treatment. It's crazy.
Mhm.
We meet with couples
Mhm.
regularly who don't meet the statutory definition of DV. Like, maybe they're not hitting each other. Maybe it's not criminal. And we still are like, you need to do some individual work. Y'all are taking a pound out of each other emotionally. We're not doing this.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think that we have to be so careful that the work in therapy doesn't light a fuse in the family dynamic. That's
Mhm.
really, that can be terrible. And if
Mhm.
you think that just because a therapist is there, a child feels safe to say what they think, or a partner feels safe, oh, you are
Mhm.
mistaken.
Right.
There's not a therapist in the world that can keep a partner or a child safe.
No.
That's even people with special skills for handling abusive partners and parents. We cannot keep you safe outside of our office. And even then,
Mhm. I
right?
mean, mandatory reporting only goes so far.
Well, yeah, in
And
a protection order,
duty to warn.
I am for protection orders in the sense that it creates a file and it can become actionable, even in civil cases. Please get a protection order, but work with a
Mhm.
victim advocate because the delivery of said protection order could get you killed. And also, it's not worth the paper it's printed on if we don't have a good
Mhm.
plan around it. If you're going back and forth, or if you're getting coerced to come around, but there's this order in place, they know the risk, same as you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just have to be, and this is where people doing these evaluations just need to understand it better. That's all, you
Yep.
know?
Exactly.
Okay. So, last question.
Okay.
If we're getting excited about the idea of this law in the sense that it is going to give kids more of an avenue,
Mhm.
right, to be safer,
Mhm.
and the court's going to prioritize a child over the needs of an adult, which I'm always going to be for.
Mhm.
I'm always for that, right? What do you think is the issue with this potentially? What's the shadow side of this legislation?
I don't know if I know what you mean.
So, if we've gotten to a point where we're going to believe all the allegations
Mhm.
and we're going to take action to keep children safe, what is the potential risk of that if we don't manage this well?
Potentially alienating the kid.
Yes. That's
Literally.
the thing that's wild about it, is the thing that
Mhm.
we've ruled out, which, by the way, I
Mhm.
agree with, is the risk of this not being done
Right.
correctly.
Right.
We actually could separate a child from a parent
Yep.
over and not
From a safe
documented
parent.
allegation.
Yep. Yep.
And as people who work with DV offenders, okay,
That's why it's so important to get all the parties involved who know what they're doing.
you have to know what you're doing. And you have to have humility about the fact that you only know so much. So even as
Yes.
experts, I don't think I've ever been more nervous. Like,
Right.
I will start sweating in 5 seconds because I know there's so much I don't know.
Mhm.
Even when I'm acting in good faith and doing my very best, the humility is the part that will keep us in
Mhm.
training, will keep us learning. You and I are in trainings constantly.
All the
The
time.
the number one thing we use our PTO for, which is really kind of sad, but it's true, is training.
Right.
Training. We're either training other people or we're getting trained ourselves. That is how we
Yeah.
spend our time.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important. And it's kind of my line in the sand with myself is I'm not going to do this work if I'm
Mhm.
not going to show up like fresh faced and ready to do it.
Right.
If I'm burned out, if I have a preconceived notion, if I start to think something's always one way or the other, then I need to get out.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in that either. If you're crispy, get out.
Yeah.
There was a judge, I just read an order that a judge wrote, and I was like, oh my God, go home. I've seen it. I've seen a judge. And I won't say what county. I literally sat in a courtroom with a judge that just couldn't be bothered. Literally, as the parents were speaking, he's rubbing his face and he's rolling around in his chair, and he's just like, whatever, man. And
Yeah.
it really discouraged me because judges are appointed. And if you are voting, please look up, you can look up a judge's approval rating. You can read about their decision making. Like, we
Mhm.
need good judges too. Like, judges need to be evaluated like the rest of us are. We get performance reviews, you know?
Exactly. Yes.
Like,
Yes.
let's look at all of those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the risk. The risk to this, and it's just kind of a final caution, even as I think we're moving in the right direction. It's really, really, really important that we consider all of the parts of this in looking
Yeah.
at the child,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And our company that we are working on, in addition to, Forensic Friday and all the other things that we do,
Mm-hmm.
we are very slowly, but definitely doing it, taking on some civil cases and expert witness engagements
Mm-hmm.
through Firefly Forensic Consulting for this reason. And we will be doing some trainings nationally on coercive control and some of that because we're really passionate about this. I want people to know, and I know you want people to know so badly what it is, what it looks like in like the small moments. I think people are starting to have a much better idea in the big moments, but
Mm-hmm.
it's those little talking parents messages and little quirks that drop off, and it's stuff like that that just
Yeah.
gets missed,
Yep.
and 100 of those builds up, and then somebody freaks out and they look crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not cool. We got to get clear on it the best
Mm-hmm.
we can,
Yep.
right?
I'm with you.
Anything that you want to add, my love? I know I've done a lot of talking in this one, but I prepped it so that makes
Great.
sense.
Yeah. No, you did awesome. I appreciate you bringing this case and Kayden's Law and where it comes from and the concept of it, because I think it's important for everyone to know.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And if you're at CrimeCon listening to
Come
this,
see
come
us.
find us. If
Yeah.
you're not, get online and get our merch because you probably still want our merch even if you're not there because it's awesome.
Yes, it's so cool.
Lots of new stuff. And buy my book. Thank you.
Yes. Buy the book.
We'll see y'all next week. As always,
Bye, forensic friends.
I'm Janine.
And I'm Nat.
And as always, thanks for listening and join us next week for more crime, psychology, and heart.